Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It is at Chelsea versus Spurs, second leg match in the Carabao Cup. So, sorry I'm a little bit late. I'm just trying to get this set up and I've got a funny feeling something's about to go wrong with it anyway. Oh no, it is live. That's always a good thing. It is actually live for a change. I've had so many gremlins in the system this evening. It's a joke, but we're live. That's the main thing. Yabba dabba doo. Yabba dabba doo. Yabba dabba doo. Anyway, hello everybody. Up the Spurs, says Mason Frost. I think they're going to have their work cut out tonight, Mason. I think they're going to have their work cut out tonight. Tough game incoming, I think. With all the injuries that they've got, we'll be going to the team news straight away. As soon as I've got the live comments up for you. But yeah, they're going to find it tough tonight. Chelsea have got all the advantage, I would say. And it's live, says Billy T. Yeah, we are live, which is good. We're up and running. Right, let's have a look at the team news for you. I got a little something for you. We're kicking off in 5 minutes as well. Higuain is here, but he can't play. So we'll start off with the home team. You've got Kepa in goal, Azpilicueta, Rudiger, David Luiz, Emerson, Kante, Jorginho, Barkley, Pedro, Giroud and Hazard. So no Willian, which will please some Chelsea fans. No Hudson-Odoi either, which probably won't. I'm not a big fan of Pedro. I think he's a bit shit, to be honest. Giroud gives them something. The Spurs team, very interesting, because obviously they have got their injuries. But they've put Lloris on the bench anyway, even though he's fit. They've got Gazzaniga in goal, Aurier, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Ben Davies, Eric Dyer, Winks, Sissoko's back, so he's not been out for long. Eriksen, Lamela and Llorente. Lucas Moura makes the bench, which I think is probably about their only decent player they've got on the bench, because they've got Lloris, Danny Rose, Davinson Sanchez, N'Koudou, Walker-Peters, Lucas Moura and Skip. Who I think it's Skip the dog. I've never heard of him. But Chelsea bench, Alonso, Caballero, Kovacic, Hudson-Odoi, Willian, Piazon and Ampadu. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one as to how this actually does pan out. But Chelsea have got that 1-0 goal advantage. Do you think Jorginho is overrated, says Sergio Hernandez? Remember, you can put contributions in. We'll read those out through the $ at the bottom. I'm not happy tonight with the lighting. It's really weird. I'm not happy with it. I'm going to have to mess around with it a little bit. But Jorginho was a very different sort of player at Napoli and the Premier League. Obviously, I've seen him in a couple of games quite over the last few weeks against Spurs at Wembley in the league and against Arsenal at the weekend. And if you smother Jorginho, not literally, that would be horrific, but if you get all over him and smother him, not in that way, in a footballing sense, then he becomes a little bit defunct. But what I would say about that in his defence is we used to have a player called Michael Carrick who did a very similar role to what Jorginho's meant to do. They take the ball off the back four and they dictate the play from the deep midfield position. But we used to have a few people at when United played teams who would bombard Carrick, and it would cause problems. So he's done some good things, but I think he's been caught out in some of the bigger games. So interesting. What do you think of Morata, says Prabat Kendall? I don't know whether Morata is signed for Atletico Madrid yet, but I still stand by what I said, and that is that when we signed Lukaku and Chelsea signed Morata, I would have rather got Morata and they'd got Lukaku. If I'd said that 6 months ago, people would have laughed at me. If I say it now, people are like, well, I don't know. But the thing about Morata is that he actually has got decent build-up play. And I think if you stuck Morata up front for United instead of Lukaku, one thing he would do is bring Pogba, Martial, Lingard into the game, because he can hold it up and he can lay it off. His finishing's not great, obviously, but I think Morata has struggled a little bit, if I'm totally honest with you. Got Mad Marcus in the house. Mad Marcus, how you doing? Hello? I can't hear him, which is good. Why can't I hear Mad Marcus? Let me try it again. Hello? Let's see if it might be something to do with my audio settings. No, they seem to be fine. Hello, can you hear me? I can't hear him at all. I can't hear him at all. I don't know what's going on there. Can anyone else hear Marcus? Because I can't. Weird. Weird. It's a good thing we can't hear him. We can't hear him. Well, it's nothing to do with me. I'll just have to do it on my own. Great. Okay, I'll do it on my own. That's fine. Not a problem. I can interact with you lot. Anyway, the game's kicked off. Let's crack on. Need to get the timer up and running. We are coming up for 2 minutes in. .45. There we go. Okay, so you've got your timer up and running. I'm up and running. We've got people in the house. Mad Marcus has let us down, but we'll just do it ourselves. We've done it ourselves in the past, haven't we? Yeah, Marcus, we can't hear you. It's great that you can hear us, but we can't hear you. So we could do it through Discord, actually. That's not a bad idea. That is a good idea, actually. I could do it through Discord. So if Marcus is watching... Why didn't we think of that before, Joe? Let me see if I can do that. He's got to tell me that he's in it, though. Oh, I fucking can't do it now. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, Spurs have got the ball at the moment. They're not doing a hell of a lot with it. This. There we go. Sorry about this, folks. Glitch in the system. But I can get on there. Right, there we go. Welcome to the world of... We're voice connected. Welcome to my world. I've just realised he won't be able to do this. Anyway, we're up and running. Chelsea, good shot here from Pedro, blocked by Alderweireld, and to be fair, it looked like it might have been causing Gazzaniga a few problems. A few empty seats at Chelsea. A few empty seats. Evening, folks, says Spank Me Santa. Spurs fullbacks are non-existent, says JZ20. Aurier and Ben Davies tonight. I'm having a bad night, says BB Plays. Help him out, everybody. Help him out, everyone. Chelsea started off very fast, though. And I worry for Spurs in this game. Obviously, they're carrying over the 1-0 lead from the last game, which, you know, to be fair, Chelsea probably should have got a draw. Small ticket allocation for Spurs fans, says JZ20. Come on, Tottenham, says Mumtaz Hayder. Who's everyone going for, Chelsea or Tottenham? De Gea hasn't travelled with the United squad, apparently, Kyle, for the game tomorrow night, which I think is a piss take, to be honest with you. You know, why? This irritates me, and I know it irritates most football fans, but what, you know, we get excited about a game against Arsenal away in the FA Cup, and we're like, yeah, let's go toe-to-toe with them, and then this happens. Oh, we're not going to pick our first team. We're going to play our cup keeper. And I like Romero, but Romero to De Gea, and Romero's a good keeper, but Romero to De Gea is like dairy milk to, you know, a Topic, which is a chocolate bar, which is very nice. There's no comparison. Or it's like a glass of water to, you know, a pint of Peroni. It's like De Gea is levels above Romero. A few people going for Chelsea tonight. Interesting. And a few people going for Spurs as well. Spurs, I guess, says Sir Drift. I'm doing all right, Raiden Nation. I'm doing all right. I'm settling in now. But I think Chelsea will win tonight. I think Spurs just, you know, you've got no Kane, you've got no Dele Alli, and you've got no Son. It's like United without Martial, Pogba, and Rashford. It's like Liverpool without Mane, Salah, and Firmino. It's like Man City. Well, you get my point. It's a big loss for them. It's 3 of their better players. That's late by Eric Dyer on David Luiz. I don't think he's going to get booked for it either. Marcus, are you there? I heard a little ping then. Hello?
Oh.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Coldbridge.
Yeah, I don't know why my mic's muted. Tell him my mic's muted. We can hear you. Oh, fucking hell. We're having all sorts of problems tonight, aren't we? Oh, piss off. Why is it now decided to not let me be able to talk when every time I've been on it before? David Luiz is down quite injured at the moment. I just haven't got time for this. I go on Discord all the bloody time and it's muted me. Why the hell would it do that?
Mark.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
If everyone can hear me, tell him to unmute himself in the live show chat thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Oh, this is a joke. Well, David Luiz is down injured at the moment. He obviously is trying to do that to help me out with this. And hopefully I'll get it working, because we've got Marcus working. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Right, I'm in there now and I'm working. Tell Marcus to get back in there. And David Luiz has got up. Okay. Hopefully Marcus will come back in there. We could hear Marcus, we couldn't hear me because I was on mute because I'm an idiot. But I've done it now. But he's gone out the group now. I've sorted it, Ryan, thank you. Anyway, it's a good time for it to have happened because David Luiz is hobbling about. Some people would say it couldn't have happened to a nicer person, David Luiz getting chopped down by Eric Dyer. I wonder why it wasn't a yellow card, actually, but he looks quite hurt. Get back in the channel, Marcus, Ryan Beals. I think he's in here now. There we go. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Finally.
What a night! So I don't know what's going on with Skype. We'll have to sort that out tomorrow. And then again, we could always use this.
Yeah, do you know what? I could hear you on Skype. Someone in the comments, a couple of people were saying they could hear me as well, but you just couldn't hear me at all.
No, we'll have a look. We'll play around with it tomorrow, but
well, hopefully this is okay because I'm on my phone.
Yeah, no, this is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. So so what's happening then, mate? Because I've missed the first 10 minutes.
Not a lot. There was a foul on David Luiz from Eric Dyer, but Chelsea push in. Obviously, you know that Spurs don't have Son or Kane or Ali, so they've got Eric Dyer back tonight, and they're doing a lot of defending. I don't know what you think. I'm quite fancy Chelsea because I think Spurs are going to struggle.
I think they will do. Yeah, it's interesting that Chelsea are playing with a main number 9 tonight. They didn't at Arsenal.
Yeah.
So they've got Giroud up there as their main centre forward. So I would assume Hazard would be allowed a bit of a free roll behind him, or be able to drift in from the left or the right. Spurs defending the free kick at the minute, and it's coming in.
Corner.
I think that's Ross Barkley got a touch on that.
Yeah, goal kick.
But,
well, it makes sense for Chelsea.
Game.
It makes sense for Chelsea to play with Giroud because obviously they're not going to use Giroud. They're going to use Higuain. But it makes sense to do that because they want to, it gives them a game for their players to get used to playing with a forward, even though it's not Higuain.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just thinking that hopefully Sarri will want a reaction out of his players after the poor performance they put in against Arsenal. So hopefully his words that he had with them in the press conference will light them up a bit, put a bit of a firecracker up their arse and get them going again.
Kieran Brooks says it's going to extra time. I can tell you now, if it goes to extra time, I'm not missing my 9:30 bath. So screw extra time. I ain't missing my bath. Been looking forward to it all day. My back's killing. Anyone who saw my FIFA stream will know I've had a bad back and I'm fed up of carrying people. So I need a nice hot soak. And I've got an appointment with the American office at 10 o'clock. I want to get through season 5 tonight. So yes, I'm not changing my plans. Although I don't think it will go to extra time. I think Spurs need a clean sheet. I think if Chelsea score, then they'll go on and win it. I think Spurs are going to struggle for goals. I don't think people understand how difficult it's going to be for Spurs without Son and Kane. It's a battle.
Well, I think Kane and Dele Alli have been their top scorers in the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah,
against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So they're going to be a big miss. I think Kane's got 3 or 4. I think Dele Alli's got 6. And then you look down the list, and Son was 3rd with 3. So yeah, their main players are definitely going to be a big loss to them tonight. And you would favour Chelsea to go on and win this game.
Well, he is
playing at home as well.
Beyonce bum down. He's gone again. Look.
Yeah, he's on his arse. He is all arse, that bloke, isn't he?
To be fair, Alderweireld gets the ball.
Well.
Yeah, Alderweireld gets the ball. So Beyonce bum, Hazard diving again, clearly tackled by Alderweireld, and they've got a good free kick here.
Be interesting as well. See if Hazard can take the game by the scruff of the neck, seeing as Sarri's made it quite clear that he's not a leader in that team.
Who's that?
Hazard and I think it's Pedro.
Yeah.
Over the free kick. David Luiz is at the back. Going straight there. Giroud.
There's a lot of people going down in the box.
Scorpion kick. Oh.
Yeah, goal kick. Martin Atkinson's the ref, who I always think is very pro-Chelsea anyway. Apparently it goes straight to penalties, Luca said. Oh, I might postpone my bath for penalties, but...
Yeah, it does go straight to penalties, doesn't it? I don't think there is extra time in this tie.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Apparently, well, I don't know. I don't follow the Carabao Cup that much, to be honest, but apparently not.
I must say, watching your Arsenal United combined 11 just now.
Yeah.
I think they're really clutching at straws when they're trying to make the 1930s relevant to their club.
Oh, mate, you know, that's not scripted. That literally is just standing outside with Ty and Claude. And I prefer Ty and Claude to the other lot because they're the ones. I never knew who DT and Troops were until I started like working with AFTV, and I didn't. And I know they're massive, but I didn't. But I've always known who Ty and Claude are because I've actually watched their stuff because I find them genuinely funny. So it was great to you know, they were shaking my hand before we went on live, like saying, "Oh, I can't believe Goldbridge is here," and I was like, "No, the pleasure's mine. I've been watching you lot for a while. It was a real pleasure to have them on." I mean, Ty's just amazing. He's just amazing because he genuinely believes what he says, and I think he was the one who wanted Wenger to stay, and it's, you know, he genuinely believes what he thinks. And how he was going on about the 30s, I don't know, because he said to me, "What have you won since the 30s that makes you bigger than us?" I was like, 3 European Cups.
Yeah.
And they've won none. But it was good. It was a good laugh. And to be fair, the combined 11 of Arsenal and United, I was really pleased how many United players we got in, because a month ago, under Mourinho, we wouldn't have got hardly any in. So it just shows, you know, how things have improved. So I was pleased with that.
Yeah. Just seeing pictures here of Higuain in the stands watching.
Well, it's interesting about Higuain because I know, don't know what people think, but it doesn't matter whether you're a Chelsea or Spurs fan, what I'm about to say. A lot of people have said Higuain's just a fat Morata. But I don't. I think he'll do well. But the point I would say about it is, it doesn't matter. It does matter to Chelsea whether he does well or not. But the thing that I would applaud Chelsea for is they want top four. They need a goal scorer. Yeah. In January, they've gone and got a goal scorer. So, you know, that I would applaud Chelsea for doing that, because they've got a problem and they've gone to try and solve it. Whether he solves it or not is another matter, but they're trying to solve it. You look at United, we need a centre-back. We've not done it. You look at Arsenal, they need a couple of players. They've not done it. You look at Spurs and their injury problems, they've not done it. So Spurs and Arsenal and United, we want top four, but we don't want to put our hand in a pocket to do it. Whereas Chelsea, we want top four and we'll put our hand in our pocket. So I applaud Chelsea for doing it. And this is what annoys me as a United fan, and it probably annoys Spurs and Arsenal fans as well. We're absolutely loaded. We put loads of money into our clubs as fans, and the board sit there and go, no. It's a terrible state of affairs when you're run by businessmen and not people who care about the club.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd all like to believe that we're holding off until the summer to bring in some big names, but
we thought that last summer though, didn't we? We spent about 50 million last summer. So, you know, apparently Thierry Henry's been sacked already. Management's not for everyone.
Already got suspended.
All right.
Don't know if he's been sacked, but he has been suspended for something.
Not all great players become great managers. So Bobby Charlton tried it and failed massively. So and it's littered with people like that. It just isn't. It doesn't necessarily work out. Tony Adams, another one. How well are both teams playing? Says Charlie Shepherd. It's a bit end to end without any really exciting action. It's got a bit of a physical edge, I would say, Marcus. There does seem to be a bit of a physical edge to the game. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few yellow cards and stuff, but that's probably Spurs' tactics because they're missing the flair, aren't they? So they've got to be physical.
Yeah, definitely. They got to rustle up a few feathers in that Chelsea midfield, especially. Chelsea's aim is pretty obvious from the first 18 minutes. Hazard, give it to Hazard, and he'll create chances for you. But it's going back to whether that rant that Sarri had after the Arsenal game has actually done anything for him, because to me personally, I don't think it's helped his cause at all. Normally, traditionally with Chelsea managers, as soon as they start going in on the players, they're normally out the door. But in this case, they've let him go in on the players over the weekend and decided to back him and bring Higuain in as well. So,
I'm never a fan of managers publicly having to go at their players anyway. I don't think it serves any purpose at all. Matt Powell says, have you seen the Bobby Robson documentary on Netflix? I saw it over Christmas, mate. It's absolutely brilliant. If you've got Netflix, definitely give it a watch. It is absolutely fantastic. I just want to give shout out to the mods as well. We've got a few pricks in there here tonight trying it out, but I see Ryan's got on it quick as well. I need to get some of the United standers over as well. It's a funny night for it tonight. We're getting a lot of those, but good top work, Ryan. To be fair, Emery went into a mess, says Sean Mullen. Yeah, but the interesting thing about Thierry Henry at Monaco is that I think they want Jardim back. And that's the man they sacked before. So, I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, there's no guarantees. Just because you're a top player doesn't mean you're going to be a top manager.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a merry-go-round with the managers at the minute. There's a lot of good quality young managers available, and no one seems to be snapping them up. And you fear for United, really, because maybe leaving it until the summer could be a little bit too late.
United don't want to spend money. Look, I'm a United fan. I love United, but I will not be one of those fans who thinks, we're not spending now because we're going to have a massive rebuild in the summer. Not for 1 minute do I think we're going to do that. We will spend some money, but nowhere near what we need to, because we're just a bloody business. And I say, as again, I do applaud Chelsea, because they needed a striker. They've bought a striker. And whether it works or not, they've tried. Spurs, Arsenal and United haven't tried to do anything. They've not. They're like, oh, let's pray that we get top four without doing fuck all about it. We're not going to spend any money. And that irritates me, and I'm sure it irritates others. Spurs had a bit of a break here. Ericsson feeding it into, I think it's Ben Davies on the left, tries to put a cross in. Off a Chelsea player, it's a corner. Set pieces are probably Spurs' best chance, because they've got a lot of height. You've got Eric Dyer, and Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Llorente, Sissoko's back. So that's probably their best bet.
Plenty of people over 6 foot in their team, so Chelsea will get tested at set pieces, so they've got to capitalise on them. So I don't think Chelsea will give away too many set pieces tonight.
There's a good delivery there, that was, from Ericsson, and another good delivery from Alderweireld, but no Spurs players anywhere near it, which is a bit of a shame. Nice ball into from there. They'll get another cross coming in.
Spurs getting plenty of joy down that left-hand side there.
Yeah. Winks.
Ball comes in again.
Rudiger clears. And
another corner.
Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We can hit 57,000 subscribers tonight, which would be, I think we can do that. So make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Please share it if you are watching. Try and get us up to 57,000 subscribers. Channel's ticking along nicely, Marcus, especially with the Champions League coming back. We'll have a look at that in a minute, because we'll have to decide what games we're going to cover. That's football. We normally just do the Champions League games over the last couple of years, and we did the World Cup, but we've started doing more games like this as well. So the more people get involved, the more.
I think to be honest, I think you'd have to cover the Carabao Cup final. I mean, obviously Man City are through now, so I would think the winner of these teams. I think you're probably looking at Man City to win the whole competition, to be honest. But it should be an exciting final. I mean, Spurs, by the time that comes around, Spurs will have their main players back as well if they manage to get through. Higuain should be firing by then for Chelsea as well, so it could be a decent game, that final, to be honest.
I don't know when it is.
I think it's March. I think it's like middle of March, end of March.
Yeah, because it's normally in February, isn't it? But I don't know.
But yeah, Champions League games will be interesting. Obviously, the big one, United and Paris Saint-Germain. Neymar injured again. So he went off last night crying.
No,
Chelsea had a good attack there with Rudiger coming forward. Ball just a little bit too long there for Giroud.
So Champions League, we got United PSG, which obviously we'll be doing on the United stand, which is on Tuesday the 12th. Then on Wednesday the 13th, you've got Ajax, Real Madrid or Tottenham, Dortmund. So I think we'll do Tottenham, Dortmund that night. The following Tuesday, it's Liverpool, Bayern Munich, which we'll obviously do. And then the Wednesday, you've got Atletico Madrid, Juventus or Schalke, Man City. I'd probably do Madrid, Juventus, to be honest. We'll definitely. I think off the top of my head, we'll do United, PSG on United stand. Spurs, Dortmund on the Wednesday. The following Tuesday we'll do Liverpool, Bayern, and then Atletico Madrid, Juventus. So 4 good games there coming up for you in middle of Feb time. So there we go.
Yep, and as an added bonus, we'll be doing Spurs and Dortmund on my birthday as well.
Well, you can have the night off, mate.
Yeah.
I know what happens on your birthday. It's that one time a year, innit?
Yeah.
Can't deprive you of that.
I get treated like royalty.
You one night of passion.
I'll lay on my back and think of England, mate, on my birthday. But Yeah, that should be a good night. Have a fun night. Couple of beers.
24th of
Chelsea
February
got
is
a
the
corner
final,
here.
says Kane Sales. It's not that far away. Well, you're right there, Marcus. I mean, to be honest, from a neutral's perspective for the final, you'd probably want Man City Chelsea at the moment, because I don't think Spurs will have many of their players back. I think Son might be back. I can't imagine Son's away for a month, because it's only the Asia Cup, isn't it? So I wouldn't imagine that's ages. But I don't think Harry Kane will be back.
Well, didn't they say Kane was coming back beginning of March?
Yeah, so he wouldn't be back for the final
I
either.
mean, Dele Alli was, I think, 4 or 6 weeks. Oh, I'll tell you what, that was...
Took off his head there.
Kante didn't get that flick on at the back post there, David Luiz was on for a hell of a volley at the back post. But he was offside. Anyway, I know, it was Rudiger.
Higuain has signed for Chelsea. DK Lope, yeah, he signed yesterday, mate. He's actually sat, not on the bench, but he's sat with the team. Matthew McFadden, I presume there's a few people in there saying show us the game. Yeah, we can't show you the game. It breaks copyright rules, so it's a watch along. Akambe says Chelsea, we need goals to reach the final. You're very right. And Patakid says, did you enjoy working in a cheese shop, and what's your favourite cheese? I didn't work in a cheese shop. I worked in a cheese factory making cheese. I hated it. The process of making cheese is vile. But I do like cheese, although it should have put me off for life how they made the cheese there. But I do like some cheese. I'm not massive about it. It's nice. It's nice warm on a pizza or something like that, or in a cheese and pickle sandwich. But probably I like a red Leicester or a Wensleydale. What about you, Marcus? What's your thoughts on cheese?
I'm very similar to you, mate. I do like a red Leicester, and I do like a strong one. I'm one of those people, the smellier the better sort of guy, you know.
Oh, I hate Stilton and all that. Oh, God. It's just off cheese.
I couldn't eat loads of it, but I will give anything a go, really. But yeah, I mean, cheese, I don't mind cheese.
I think the Higuain deal is a loan deal, actually. I think it is a loan deal. I mean, he is 31 now. Chelsea got another corner here. And what a goal! It's a goal for Kante! And,
that's a goalkeeper error for me.
Well, it drops to him on edge of the box. And, I mean, to be honest with you, Masher says Toby's poor. The corner comes from a fuck-up by Alderweireld. Keeper has to save it with his foot. From the resulting corner, it drops to the edge of the box, and Kante just smashes it low, really cleverly, and through a crowd. We'll have to see it back, Marcus, but you think it might be an error?
Right. I think that was right at him. Yeah, that's right at him. I mean, he's gone down on his left leg side. Yeah, that's poor.
It's took a couple of deflections.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue he's short-sighted on it because it's gone through the crowd. Slight deflection off.
Yeah, I think he should do better.
I can't see who that was now. Possibly Sissoko, but very, very minimal. But I mean, I think the goalkeeper should be stopping that, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a problem for old Spurs, that is, because Chelsea got a goal quite cheaply.
Yeah.
Poor defensively from Alderweireld.
Definitely done better with that. But yeah, this has all been, for the last 15 minutes, one-way traffic for me. It's all been Chelsea. Spurs have had a good couple of counter-attacks, but they've not really capitalised on it. It's Chelsea just pushing forward, trying the 1-2s around the box, not really coming off at the minute. But they don't have, Spurs, they don't really have that physical edge in this game. They're making some silly fouls, silly tackles. Saying that, Ben Davies on the overlap here. What a poor ball that was by Harry Winks. Going to come back in. Long ball out to the right. Cleared by Chelsea for a throw.
Well, I don't want. I've said for quite a while now that I don't want Alderweireld at Manchester United, and I think this game, again, as of many recent games I've seen him play, I think he's lost a yard of pace and turns 30 in March, and you know he was totally. He's the one who's put Spurs in trouble there. He's the one who gave the corner away for nothing. Leo Lyon says he wouldn't blame the keeper, but no, I'd probably blame Alderweireld for the pointless corner, to be honest.
Well, I definitely think the goalkeeper should be doing better there. It's straight at him. I don't think there's much pace on the ball from the shot.
He shouldn't have his legs wide
You know,
open like that.
the slight deflection sort of like slowed it down a hell of a lot.
I mean,
Chelsea again.
I used to play in goal a little bit, although it wasn't really my. But seeing another cheap corner here, Vertonghen this time. You know, when you've got as many injuries in your attack as Spurs have got, you can't have your defenders playing like this. They're just pissing about at the back, and another soft corner given away by Vertonghen, and Spurs' heads are starting to drop a bit. But in goalkeeping, he should not have he should not set himself with his legs wide open like a hooker on holiday. He shouldn't. He's straight at him, like you say, and he shouldn't have it. You know, it's like Dartmouth Tunnel. It's wide open. He's got to get his legs closer together than that.
Oh, do you know what? I mean, Chelsea's corner taking as well. They're aiming for the back post for Luiz and Rudiger.
I think Llorente, JWJ, I don't rate Llorente, to be honest. He did all right at Swansea, but at the highest level, I mean, and he must be getting on a bit as well.
That's Chelsea ball, isn't it? Yeah.
I think Spurs are going to. I said it before the game. If I had to pick a team, I'd want Spurs to win. But I think if Pochettino can get Spurs top four from
another silly tackle on Hazard there.
Yeah, Beyonce arse, isn't he? He just take as soon as he feels a touch on his bum, he's down. What's the best result for United out of this game? Says Mark Whitten. It's irrelevant, I think. We're not in the Carabao Cup.
I think you probably, for me, I think the best result for United would be Chelsea to win it. It's an extra game for them, isn't it? Yeah. It's a crucial point in the season as well.
Well, Ben Davies is bottling it.
Tottenham got a problem here with, I think it's Ben Davies on the floor.
Yeah, he don't fancy it. I'm out of here. So Danny Rose with his holy socks are going to come on. Yeah. He's got so many holes in his game, he even has them in his socks.
Another injury blow for Spurs.
Well, exactly, yeah.
I do feel sorry for Spurs,
yeah. I do feel sorry for Spurs, but Daniel Levy doesn't spend money. So, he wants a new stadium, but if I was Pochettino, I'd leave Spurs because he doesn't get the backing he probably deserves.
Yeah, it's I mean, are they going to take him off? Looks like a thigh injury to me.
Thigh or groin.
But Chelsea have certainly been the better team so far. They're looking the more dangerous. They're more physical, more threatening. I think they're going to make the change.
Yeah, he's coming off.
Yeah, he's limping off by the looks of it.
I don't feel sorry for him. He'll still be picking up 50 grand a week.
Yeah. So Danny Rose is coming in.
He ain't got any holes in his socks. Danny. People actually think Danny Rose is better than Luke Shaw. I tried to get Luke Shaw in the combined 11. They wouldn't have it.
No, I did see that, mate.
Charlie Davenport says Morata's going to Atletico Madrid on loan. Actually, I had quite a funny... I don't know whether you saw it, Marcus. I had quite a funny FIFA 19 rant about Luke Shaw today.
I did, yeah. Run, fat boy, run. Yeah.
FIFA 19 have basically created Luke Shaw off the myth that he's fat and lazy. He is so slow and crap on FIFA 19, and he's actually very quick. That's a good cross. That's well defended.
Yeah. Spurs did well there to clear it. I mean, literally, Spurs are just trying to hit Chelsea on the break, but the second balls, the 50-50s, they're not getting at the minute at all.
Kieran McCrory says, Mark, is the United stand playing True Dawdy's XO this year? Well, apparently we were, but I'm now hearing that they're playing Arsenal Fan TV, so it's obviously all about the views, isn't it? So I don't know whether that's official, but apparently they were going to play us. I mean, why would you play Arsenal Fan TV when we've beat Arsenal Fan TV? But I suppose it's all about the views, which makes me think, was all that Robbie and Lawrence thing staged because they're going to play a game together? You know, that's my cynical view on it, but I don't know. I don't even know if that's true, but I had heard that EXO want to play Arsenal Fan TV, although they were meant to be playing us. So I don't know. I'd need to get fit if we play a game again anyway. After my Christmas bulge.
You didn't do too bad, last year.
Yeah, I know, but I've done no fitness work for about 3 months. Played a bit of FIFA, but
Chelsea got a throw left-hand side. Aurier is trying to stay as tight to Hazard as he possibly can. So Emerson's done well there. Not bad ball in either, but no one in the middle for him.
We're only 20 subscribers away from 57,000, so if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do. Bottom right-hand corner. United Stan won't be playing DTFC. I mean, that's the biggest joke in the fucking world. He is absolutely shit at football. I would not play his... Why would I play his team? Who is he? He's been dealt with. Never. David Tapkun says, Spurs are like me. You only get a good 5 minutes. All right. Personal there, David. And Charlie Davenport says, score prediction for tomorrow. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. My prediction was 3-1, and Chelsea nearly scored there with Giroud, but it's in the keeper's arms from a cross. Mark Whitten, do you think Lukaku can be sold for over 50 million? Yeah, I do think Lukaku, he's only 25, isn't he? 25, 26. He does score a lot of goals. He's got to be worth 50 million. I know he's not, he gets a lot of criticism, but he put him in the right team and he will score goals. But going back to that score prediction there, Marcus, I mean, I was assuming United were going to pick their strongest team. Apparently De Gea's not even going, which has really irritated me, to be honest. But, I suppose they can hide behind the fact that top four is the priority. It's just a cup game, but
yeah, I mean, it's to me it's a really hard choice what to prioritise. I mean, as much as we would love to win the FA Cup, top four is ultimately the priority.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of, if you're in the competition, you've got to try and win it and play your strongest teams. So, considering we've got, who is it, Burnley, is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
I don't know. I think we might be a Tuesday game, but I'll double check that because
he could actually make, it's at Old Trafford as well, I think, so he could actually make 3 or 4 changes for that game. Play the strongest team tomorrow.
Yeah, we are Tuesday.
Maybe drop a couple for a couple of centre backs, couple of midfielders. He could probably get away with playing Lukaku and Sanchez in that game as well, to be honest. I don't know. It's a tough one for me. It really is a tough one. I'm not going to be disappointed if we lose, but I don't know. It's a really weird feeling I've got on this one. It really is. Just don't know. I reckon United are going to win the game, but I'm not going to be, Solskjaer out or against him or anything like that if we lose, because, like you said, top four is the priority at the end of the day. We want Champions League football next season. So,
Ryan Cordero says top four is the ultimate priority this season, period. Yeah. Everything else is extra, which is true. I mean, Arsenal have got a game on Tuesday. We've got a game on Tuesday. The thing is, how we make it difficult for ourselves. 2-0. Hazard scores.
And I think that's game over.
Yeah.
I think that is definitely game over. Tottenham have done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. The size of the squad is showing. They're absolutely threadbare at the minute. I mean, again, a silly free kick to give away by Eric Dyer. Barkley was going absolutely nowhere in his own half. Goes out to the right. Pedro straight across the middle. Or was that Aspilicueta?
Yes, I mean Spurs.
Either way, Hazard there.
The interesting thing is, I don't think Spurs are actually, even if they had their players, I don't think Spurs are playing particularly well at the moment anyway. But
they're not.
But if you take the players that they've got missing out, I mean, it's 3 very influential flair players. Harry Kane, Son, and Dele Alli. And I'd say in the case of Kane and Son, probably their 2 best players as well. So it's a huge task for them. As I said, they needed to keep a clean sheet because I don't think they've got goals in them. They just don't look like they'll score. Whereas Chelsea look like they've got this game to bed, really.
I mean, Bit of a flick on there. But yeah, Chelsea look like they can get another 2 or 3, to be honest. And they've got the players out on the pitch to do that. Spurs, you wonder where the goals are going to come from because Llorente is not the best. Sissoko and Eric Dyer in the midfield as well. So
apparently away goals count,
set
though.
up defensively from the start.
Yeah.
And again, another silly foul to give away by Sissoko there on Hazard.
I agree with Adam T. I mean, this is on Daniel Levy. It's not on Pochettino. He hasn't got the squad. I do agree with that. Oh, shit. Drop me mic. Yeah, it's not a fade on the side of my head. That's just grey hair, I think. Oh, no, it might be a slight fade. And grey hair. Hazard silences critics, says Vandy Candy. Yeah. But you'd have scored that, Marcus. Even I might have scored that.
Well, yeah. Back in my heyday, I don't know about now, but back in the heyday, I might have done. But Spurs. Even when they're trying to pass out the back, Chelsea are just they are on them, getting the ball back straight away. Spurs just can't get out of their half. I think Spurs
have been defensively very, very poor, to be honest. Mark Whitten says, if we get Poch, would you think Kane would come too? Never. And Charlie Davenport, is Paul Mitchell going to be director of football for United? I don't know whether Phil Mitchell is going to be director of football at this point. We just don't know. I'd like him to be. Phil Mitchell. Talking of Phil Mitchell, he's just said, True Geordie doesn't want to get spanked by Goldbridge's boys. Bring the lube, boys. United Stand's a good team. United Stand is a good team. That's why we're the champions of YouTube. So, we are a good team. We've hit 57k apparently as well. There you go.
Oh, great.
How fitting that Hazard scored around that time, being as he's one of my favourite players. But I don't think Zidane will come into United now, Scott Cavell. I really don't. It just doesn't feel like Zidane is linked to United. We might be wrong, but it just doesn't.
I'm of the opinion, if they're there, jobless, why have we not gone and got them straight away? The Woodwards and the Glazers, surely they're not that stupid to risk having that calibre of manager with 3 Champions Leagues behind him, back to back, go somewhere else. It to me, it doesn't make sense. But you can't fault Solskjaer at the minute. I think he's done an absolute fantastic job with what he's got available there. And he's brought fluidity to the team. He's brought confidence to the team. I think he's been absolutely superb for the club so far.
Spurs doing a Spurs, says Els Horton. I really am going to be fair to Spurs and say I predicted this before the game, and I think a lot of people did. They were going to struggle. You were going to struggle because it's a tough game with the injuries that they've got.
Yeah, even if you just compare the front line there, Chelsea, Hazard, Pedro, Giroud, then you look at Spurs, Llorente. it's no contest really. Spurs trying to get out of their half and they just can't get hold of the ball at all. But Emerson's coming down the left. Chelsea's got it back. You're still there, Mark?
Yeah.
But David Luiz, good range of passing there out to the right-hand side. Hazard trying his flicks, but don't pull it off. You know what? This will be some goal if they can pull a goal off at the end of this move. Hazard all the way just outside his own box, and that nearly fell.
Nearly.
Cross from Kante on the right, across the face of goal. But, Spurs just managed to get it away. But Chelsea seriously up for this game. Spurs just don't know what to do. They can't deal with it.
Well, they're not holding the ball up. They're not retaining the ball. Midfield's been very disappointing for Spurs as well. They're basically having to use... I don't know what it is tonight. There's some right... You know what I'm talking about, Marcus, don't you, in the live comments?
Yeah.
There's fucking loads of them tonight. It's like bloody wasps around an open can of pop. But, Spurs have let themselves down. we know they're going to struggle to score goals, but their midfield's been poor. Their back four is pretty much, it's not their best back four.
Well, I mean, you're saying that, Mark. I mean, if you look at the back four, you could argue that's probably their best back four there. All the Warrell, Tongan, Aurier, Ben Davies started. Obviously David Sanchez would come in there.
Trippier.
I mean, that's near enough as good as back four as they've got for me, and even the midfield. Dyer obviously comes straight back in. Ericsson's in there. Harry Winks is in there. You'd argue that Sissoko would be the one to drop out for Dele Alli.
Well, Mark Whitton's got a great idea here. He says, sell Jones to Spurs. He could help them out. I agree. And Lukaku. And Charlie Davenport. Then do you think Koulibaly will come in the summer? I don't know, Charlie. I don't know. I'd like to think United will spend money, but do you think United will spend big? I don't know.
I honestly don't think they will. I think if we're going to get any sort of centre-back, I think it's going to be Manolas. To me, it's always the cheaper option for the Glazers. Yeah,
there's a lot of people talking about that over the last few days, and I'd agree. Jawad Awad says, do you think Ollie can attract big-name signings? Yeah, it's whether the club will spend the money. Yeah. And Mr. Johnson says, is Pochettino tactically inept in big games? It worries me if he's United's best manager. There is that thing levelled against Pochettino about being a bit of a big game bottler, but I don't think you can judge him tonight. I really don't. Oh, it's another fucking one, look. I don't think you can judge him tonight. I really don't. I think any team's going to struggle when it's missing 2 or 3 of its very best players.
Kante looking for that ball round the back post. But yeah, I don't think you can blame it's not Pochettino's fault at the minute, is it? It's just a run of bad luck and a chairman that doesn't want to put his hand in his pocket. We're in a similar situation, But unfortunately for us at the minute, the results are going our way and we're playing decent football. So, our board would probably think, why do we need to spend money at the minute? Look at what's going on. You're not losing. You're not conceding many. The priority is Champions League football. So, and you're virtually there. You've got one hand on 4th place, really. So I think until the danger
look, Alderweireld again gets himself into all sorts of bother.
Sloppy. I mean, again,
how is that? How can he not? How is that not a foul on Hazard? It's from behind. I didn't think. He probably gets the ball, but I didn't think you could actually tackle like that anymore. And Martin Atkinson doesn't do anything about it. Hazard gets away because Alderweireld makes a mistake, and well, we haven't seen it back again. I just don't know how. Al Kutki says what a tackle by Alderweireld. I would have to see it again, but I don't think you can actually make that sort of tackle in this game anymore.
No.
Because it's reckless. Typically, they don't show you the bloody thing.
No, it's from behind as well. So he must have got a massive, massive touch on the ball.
Well, they're in again here. This time it's Pedro. He'll go himself.
Pedro is going to lay it off. Kante.
Oh, here we go. I think we're going to see the Hazard thing. No. They show the bloody pass clip. Show the Hazard one again. I will be playing Football Manager Prezano. I was playing it a little bit tonight. Basically, I'm just having a run through of a season just to get my grip with it because I haven't played a manager game for years. That's a foul to me.
That's a good tackle, to be fair.
No, I think that's a foul. I don't think you can't be tackling like that anymore. Pack 37376 says Monchi for Director of Football. You see, I think that's a foul on Hazard because it's reckless. He's coming right through the back of him and he could seriously injure him. Yeah, you get everyone will go, oh, we got the ball, but nah. it's not. Sometimes it's not about getting the ball. It's about, and I never stick up for Hazard, so don't come at me because I never stick up for Hazard. The way he's tackled there, it's reckless. It's through the back of him. I don't care whether he gets the ball or not. That to me is bottled. Martin Atkinson's bottled that, to be honest. What were we talking about there?
No, I was going to say for me, mate, that's a good old-fashioned solid tackle.
No,
so, he's got the ball
you can't do that anymore.
Maybe not, but he has got the ball fair and square. I mean, maybe Atkinson's thought there, well, Hazard has got a reputation for diving, and that was a good tackle.
Maybe.
So let that one go.
Yeah. Well, it's good that we're getting different opinions. A lot of people are saying it was a foul, definitely a foul. I don't think it was 10 or 15 years ago, but in the modern game, you just can't tackle like that. You can't go through the back of someone to tackle them. It's reckless. But, you know, it's 2-0 to Chelsea at half-time.
I'll say, it's not as if he's gone through the back of him with like 2 feet off the floor or anything like that. He's not scissored him, chopped him down. He's actually gone in there at the back, 1 foot, clear touch on the ball. So for me, good tackle.
For me, foul. We've got both sides. It's half time now. It's half time now, Dan Tom, and it is 2-0 to Chelsea. Do we see any way back in this game for Spurs, Marcus?
For me, no.
They've got nothing, have they?
They're too light up front for me. Obviously, the players they're missing are playing a major part in the way they're playing, and I think it's just a matter now of damage limitation. I think that Spurs, they'll probably end up playing for pride now, seeing as it's a London derby as well. They won't want to take an absolute battering at Stamford Bridge. So I think it's game over. I really do.
I do feel sorry for them because, look, I think United should be spending money in this transfer window, but one thing I can't say about United is that we do have a massive squad of international players. I just think a lot of them are shit, and I'd like to get better players in. But when you look at Spurs, they don't even have that excuse. They are a team of, they don't have many players. They don't have a very big squad. They really are struggling. And I look at Spurs and I think, oof, you know what? They've got Palace on Sunday in the Cup. It's not a very, very quick turnaround. I mean, Spurs have got it tough, really tough. I don't know why this game was Thursday night. I don't know why they couldn't have done it on Wednesday. No. So they play tonight, and then they play on Sunday, and then they're playing on Wednesday. So they've got 6 games. They've got 3 games in 6 days. It's ridiculous. And with the injuries they've got, and they picked up another one tonight. So they've got Crystal Palace in the Cup on Sunday. I think they need to get knocked out. I really do. I don't think they can afford the games. Then they're at home to Watford next Wednesday. Then they're at home to Newcastle on the Saturday. And then they've got a week off until they play Leicester. So they've got 3 league games in a row coming up, which actually is pretty good for them with the injuries that they've got. Then they've got Dortmund at home, and then they've got Burnley away. And then at the end of the month, they've got Chelsea. So actually, even though they've got their injury record, the fixtures are quite kind to them, really, Marcus, because they're going to struggle otherwise. I mean, they have got 3 Premier League games in a row to come at home.
Yeah, definitely. And with the squad being so thin as well, I mean, it can only benefit us. To be honest, I mean, I don't wish injury on anyone, but I'll take whatever comes our way at the minute. As long as United get into that Champions League spot and cement the place for next season's tournament, I'm all for it. To be honest, Spurs, Levy, they should really have a decent bench or decent backups for their top players. So I think you just got to look at Daniel Levy and how tight he is with his money. Poch should be saying to him, "Well, look, we're not going to make top 4 at this rate. We're losing players left, right, and centre, and we need reinforcements." So, I think they're going to have to. The injuries are going to twist his arm to go into the transfer market and pick up at least 2 players in there. I think.
Oh, I bet it doesn't, but it should do. Remember to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Nicholas P says, do Arsenal fans realise that calling United fans plastic glory hunters is actually a compliment? If they ever get associated with glory, I will eat my pants. And Nikhil Katina says, do you watch DT's Arsenal preview? He called you a twat in front of a green screen. What a prat. Loved your United stand combined 11. Mate, why is he still talking about me? This is the thing. I haven't actually spoken about him for about 2 weeks because I'm bored of it. And I've only mentioned him tonight because I'd heard that he'd spoken about me. So, at the end of the day, he knew that me and Rance were going to be at the Emirates the other night, and he didn't turn up because he didn't want to be part of Pocket FC or Headlock FC. And he bottled it. At his club's ground, he bottled it when he knew well in advance that we were going to be there. So, either shut up about me or have the balls to turn up when you know I'm going to be there. I personally don't want to talk about him. I've said it so many times. I'm bored of it. It's done with. It's so last year. But, if you want to open your gob, you'll end up back in the L zone. Simple. I don't see any way back for Spurs.
I'm just looking at the replay. Yeah, they're showing it on the telly. Spurs definitely not quick enough to get out.
No, that's despicable, actually, when you see it. You've got
defending,
two Chelsea players stood on the edge of the box. That's pub-level football. I've had a bad night last night. I can't be asked to cover on the edge of the box. Lazy. At this level of football, to have two Chelsea players, not just unmarked, but with a 15 yards in front of them, absolutely ridiculous. Really, 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 really poor.
Seems like everyone was in or just around the 6-yard area. No one was marking from the penalty spot outwards. And the two players that were there, I think it was, obviously it was definitely Kante. I think Pedro was out there as well, possibly. But yeah, just standing there with absolute freedom.
Well, even with the second goal, Hazard picks it up. Who's marking him?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one's tracking the run there. Eric Dyer's there on the edge of the box, pointing down the pitch. Surely he should have been the one tracking there, or Sissoko.
Charlie Davenport, Arsenal can't get any permanent deals done. Yeah, apparently they're just looking at loans.
I saw in the news Emery wants 1 or 2, and he's after 1 or 2 to come in. And I think the cheek of the bloke to inquire about Bailly.
Well, it's very interesting, actually. I mentioned it on my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference today, and he was asked a direct question about Arsenal apparently being interested in Eric Bailly, and all his reply is I wouldn't be surprised if they are. But he didn't say anything else. He didn't say he's not for sale or anything like that. Now, it doesn't mean anything, but I would have liked him to just add a little bit on there. I'm not surprised they're interested, but he's not going anywhere. Would have been nice, but yeah. I worry about that.
Would have been nice just to have a bit of assurance about him in his future, to be honest. But I think you just take that with a pinch of salt. If Ollie says, "Well, I'm not surprised they're interested in him," just shows how good a quality of centre back he can be, or he is now. I think tomorrow he's definitely got to start tomorrow.
I hope so.
I think if we go with Jones and Lindelof against Aubameyang and Lacazette, if they play, I think that's going to be trouble.
I think he definitely will play. I think he definitely will play.
I think we need a bit of height in that back line. I think Bailly's the one to do that. He's strong as well. He's mentally he's on the ball, but I think you need someone that is pretty reliable, pretty solid. I think Bailly fits that bill for us much better than Phil Jones.
Well, if Romero's...
I also prefer Bailly and Lindelof as our centre-backs anyway.
If Romero's playing in goal, then that indicates that we aren't playing our best team, which means that you would expect Bailly to play. But that means probably Lukaku's going to play. So, it's how weak we want to get, really. But bringing it back to this, David Raworth did say that do they realise it's only 2-1, which is a very good point. It is only 2-1. And if, like everybody else says, that it is away goals, if Spurs could somehow not concede another one and scam a goal, then I think they'd be through after 90 minutes because it goes straight to penalties. So I think that's right. We'll see.
I'm not sure how they work these competitions nowadays, mate. They change the rules every bloody season to it. But I don't see Spurs getting a goal, to be honest. I don't remember Chelsea's keeper having to make a save in that first half. The only time they looked threatening was on the corners from the left-hand side. Even that was, they were dealt with quite comfortably by David Luiz and Rudiger. So Spurs, they just I've not seen Llorente get hold of the ball. I've not seen him have a shot, just anything. They just look lifeless up front. Without Harry Kane, they're absolutely nothing up there.
I think
Absolutely
also
nothing.
they missed the speed of Dele Alli and Son as well, breaking forward, because Louis, I think, is Louis 2705. I think he's a Spurs fan. He says, I can't believe we just conceded 2 in the first half. We pressed from the start when we just needed to defend. Now it's so hard for us. But what I have noticed about Spurs is this: they keep rolling it out or kicking it out from the back, which allows Chelsea to press them. Like, their defenders are messing around with the ball outside the edge of their box and they're getting pressed. And I remember them doing this at City last season and they got annihilated. And what they're trying to do then is they wait for the press and they try and dink the ball over the press for Llorente to hold up. But even if he does hold it up, they haven't got anyone from the midfield to burst forward. They've got no speed in their team. So for me, I think Spurs, I know it's against what Pochettino wants to do, but if I was in charge of that team, I would stick somebody to get close to Llorente and I would just hit long balls. I know it's not the way you want to play, but sometimes you can't play the way you want to play when you haven't got the players fit to do it. And trying to pass your way through Spurs with people like Eric Dyer and Sissoko and co, it's just not going to work. They need to get the ball to the box of Chelsea, and the best way of doing that is hitting some long balls up to Llorente.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with Dele Alli being out as well, they're missing that integral link from midfield to the striker. So, the pace of Son down that left-hand side, they're missing that for the counter-attacks. They're just too slow in getting out. They look really, really leggy. They look so slow to the ball. They're trying to play it out from the back. It's not working. So the second half, it'll be interesting to see if they go more direct. Because if they go direct, then they've got the intent to try and win the game. If they don't, then I think they'll be looking at exiting out of the competition. But did some. I mean, I'm not. Have they got Lucas on the bench?
They have got Lucas Moura, and I don't watch. I have watched Spurs a bit this season, but I don't watch them to the extent to know why Lucas Moura. I think he has been injured, but I don't know whether he went off form or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it may be a good idea. Chuck him on, just get a bit of width down that right hand side. Get some balls into the box, because I mean, if Llorente's got any sort of strength to his game, surely it's height and his heading ability. Because shot wise and speed, he totally is not a good replacement for Harry Kane whatsoever. It's the complete opposite to what they're used to. So they've got to get more direct, get some width, get some pace down that right hand side. Now Ben Davies has gone off as well. He was the overlap down that left-hand side for him in the first half. So, I mean, they got to push. They've really got to push, because they're absolutely lifeless in the first half.
Big revelation statement here from Mr. Silas209. He's made a contribution. He says, I've just pissed on my dog. It's still abuse. Someone called the RSPCA. You filthy animal. And I'm not talking about your dog.
Was that a super chat?
Yeah. Filth. Absolutely filth. Do you think Chelsea will park the bus?
We'll just say it's an accident.
Yeah, just say it's an accident.
I think, honestly, I think if Pochettino is not interested in winning the game, then they're playing for pride now, aren't they? They don't want to get absolutely battered. But just look, I mean, again, they're showing the Kante goal. That goalie, his legs are way too far apart. Way too far apart. If he's going to have them that far apart, he should be putting his hands down in front. And the Hazard one.
If Chelsea win 2-0, it doesn't go to penalties, because Chelsea are winning 2-1 on aggregate. So,
right.
What we don't know
Spurs
is
get a goal back,
if Spurs get a goal, I don't know whether it goes to penalties. I think they go out.
Okay, so the away goal won't count then.
I don't know. If anyone in the live comments wants to tell us how it works, we're all ears. And talking of which, this channel is very different. We like a bit of banter, so pissing on your dog is not banter. That's a step too far, because it's not fair on a dog. He might not be consenting. Do it on your wife. She might like water sports, or maybe you probably haven't got a wife if you're pissing on your dog. Let's be honest. But what I was going to say is that we do like a bit of banter on here, because football, I think, it's all about a bit of banter, and everyone's welcome here. It doesn't matter who you support. But someone was saying about the Bobby Robson Netflix documentary. If you're on Netflix, definitely give it a watch. It's really good. But I'm on. I've not watched Netflix for a while because I need a good series to watch.
Apparently the Sunderland one that's on there.
Yeah. I've heard that's quite good.
Yeah. Talking to Jared.
There's no away goals apparently.
So yeah, he says it's pretty good. It's a decent watch. So if you get any free time, corner by Chelsea. Again, straight second half start.
Oh, he got me on that one.
Second half side, and yeah, Chelsea's on top straight away.
And again, it came to the edge of the box, and Jorginho was there this time, and the keeper, it's into his arms. I think, Jorginho tried to place that one. I think if he'd hit it like Kante, not Conte, he'd be shit at football now.
Yeah.
Bold Italian prat. Watch him end up managing.
Again, look, Spurs trying to play out from the back. They're not getting forward quick enough. They really aren't.
I tell you what, that's something I've never.
They've really got to up their game here in the second half.
Marcus.
I think it was. Yeah, Mike.
That's something I've never understood. Water sports, golden
Never
showers.
understood.
Golden showers and water sports. Never. No, I just don't get it. I can't get that. He went hesitation. That means I knew you fell into my trap. He likes it because he went. Whereas if it was like me, it would have been repulsed straight away. But he went. So that means we've rumbled him.
In the younger days, I was up for a bit of anything.
Oh,
right? Now
you're sacked.
Now the phones won't take it.
Fucking water sports.
Ericsson.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh no,
it was Alderweireld.
Yeah, I thought it was Ericsson. Yeah, back in the younger days, mate. Experimentation was key.
I can imagine some of the tramps you went with. Literally, you probably did pay him with a cup of tea and something. That's disgusting.
Cup of tea and a Mars bar, mate. Can't beat it.
Why do you never stop talking about Hazard's bum? Are you bent? Says James B. Well, that's homophobic for a start, and that's filthier than pissing on someone's dog. That's the worst. That's the filthiest comment of the night. The reason we talk about, and I say we because Marcus agreed with me on this, the reason we call Hazard Beyonce's bum is because he always gets fouls by knocking his bum into everyone. He's got a big booty. Yes. It's his biggest asset.
Yes. Whenever someone is close behind him and feels contact, he thrusts a bit.
He does.
He just sort of like pushes his arse into him
and gets a free
and then falls down.
And you've got to have a significant bum to do that. And so we call him Beyonce bum, which is a nice bum, but not Hazard's. Yep. So no, I'm not that way inclined, but that's why we call him Beyonce bum.
J-Lo ain't got a bad one either.
I don't know. She's probably let herself go now. She must be about 60.
Mate, you don't have to look at her, do you? Seriously.
He needs his birthday. He needs that one night. This is what happens when he gets to the last few weeks of his birthday. Lily hates Chelsea. Barry Unmar, you've been waiting to go for ages, haven't you? I'll put you out your misery. I'll put you down. There you go. See you later. Create another account. Try and come back and get blocked again.
I would help out, mate, but you know my situation at the minute.
No, it's all right.
But yeah, Spurs got a free kick on the right-hand side here. And again, just playing it around the back. No interest in going forward at all.
Just on a serious note, a lot of people talking about Emiliano Sarri, the Nantes forward who'd gone to Cardiff. Obviously, the plane's gone down and they've cancelled the search now. A lot of people getting a bit angry about that. I just would say that Spurs! A goal! It's a goal! It's Llorente. I know that's very disrespectful because we'll come back to that, but it is a goal. And it's Danny Rose with the cross, I think. And Llorente, well, to be fair, they've been knocking on the door a little bit, Marcus. They had been knocking on the door.
No, not for me, mate. I didn't see nothing in that first half.
No, I mean, in the last 5 minutes they haven't.
Well, no, I think it's been all Chelsea. they've got the ball out to the left-hand side here. Danny Rose gets it out of his feet, straight into the box.
It's a lovely cross.
Which is what I said at half-time. They need to get the balls into the box for Llorente.
It's a good cross, and he's brave.
And, yeah, he causes trouble. Luiz and Rudiger, he's in between them, gets it on his head.
It's a good goal.
And in the back of the net. So, I mean, Spurs now have got something to cling on to.
Well, that would put it to penalties, wouldn't it? I think.
Right. So I mean, again, coming down the left-hand side, if they chuck Lucas on the right, they're going to give Chelsea. I mean, saying
here we go.
I mean, Giroud's in here.
Oh, he nearly made a meal of that.
Yeah.
End to end now.
He's not very confident, this goalkeeper. He's a bit of butterfingers, to be honest. But luckily for him, it's on Giroud's right foot, his weaker foot. But yeah, I mean, chuck Lucas on down that right-hand side. Give Chelsea something to worry about down both flanks.
Yeah. If Spurs scores again, it will be 2-3 on aggregate, says Liverpool legend. Yeah, even I figured that one out. Average person says, I can't wait for the game tomorrow. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. I think I disagree with you, Marcus. I think Spurs have come into it in this half a little bit more. Because you're right, they produced nothing in the first half, but they actually did have a little bit of a chance before that. Anyway, I must just finish what I was saying because obviously it was interrupted by the goal. So I was just talking about Salah, the player who's gone missing on the plane with the pilot. We shouldn't forget about the pilot as well. Very sad. Obviously, it's been very, very cold in the UK anyway, so I think the chances of anything happening after the first 24 hours was remote. And is it like coming up for 3 days now? So.
Yeah,
I think that the heartbreaking thing is it's for the families of both people that it looks like they're never going to know what happened to them. And I just, as somebody who's got friends and family, and as most of us have, that is the horrible thing. It's just you is not knowing. I mean, you do know, but you just, there's no body or, But to everybody who says, how can that happen in the modern game, in the modern day? Well, there's a Boeing 7 whatever, isn't there, in the Indian Ocean with like nearly 250 people in it, and it's been in there for a few years now. That Malaysian Airlines flight. So this is a small plane with 2 people on it, and I think people are like, well, how can it happen? How can it happen? We can put we can track satellites into deep space, but there are things that can happen on this planet where you won't find people, and unfortunately, I don't understand why they can't. I thought there would be a black box or something, but obviously they can't find it, and I don't think they will now because it's probably crashed and sunk, as blunt and as harsh as that is. And if that's happened, they ain't going to find it, are they? And it's very, very sad, very, very sad.
It is such a shame. Yeah, it is such a shame. He wanted to come to the Premier League. He was overjoyed about joining Cardiff, and yeah, for that to happen is truly sad, truly sad. But just to move on from that, Sarri has just been booked on the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about.
I don't know what it's for. He wasn't ranting or raving down there. I saw him have a chat to the 4th official, so he's obviously said something that he shouldn't have. But yeah, it wasn't.
It's good though. It's going end to end at the moment. That's a good cross. Yeah. Well out. Well, hopefully Spurs will get their act together now, because I felt defensively they were absolutely terrible first half, and maybe that's what Pochettino's done. And to be fair, people say, oh, Pochettino's a big game bottler. There's a massive difference in this Spurs side from the first 5 minutes, 45 minutes to now, and he's not made any subs, so you've got to give him some credit, because they've changed completely, and it's tactical changes as well, Marcus, because they've...
that was a rough tackle there by Kante, I think.
Well, it was a foul by Danny Rose first.
Well at the time. I mean, again, Sarri's up on his feet, talking to Poch.
It's good. It's a good game. It's got a bit of passion to it, which is always nice. So, yeah, good.
Well, I mean, he should do, shouldn't it? It's a London derby. This is the thing.
Well, Carl Cullum says it's great to be a neutral in a game like this, and I agree.
Yeah, you want to see some tackles go flying in here, I mean, the rivalry, it's bragging rights again. Plus as well, it's, a chance for a cup final. So, yeah, about time.
Chelsea's the
About time
next.
Spurs,
Chelsea's the next ground I want to do. By the way, you know, like I did Arsenal, where I
Yeah.
walked round the ground on my phone. Chelsea's the next one I want to do.
Okay.
That'll be even funnier than
I mean,
Arsenal.
Oh,
I don't think it was nasty. I think it's just the way Rose plants his leg and Kante goes to get the ball.
and Kante's right leg.
Oh.
No, do you know what? Watching it from that view there's not much wrong with that.
No, I think he tries to get the ball. It's just unfortunate. He got booked though. He booked him.
So you want to go around the Premier League grounds then, like Debbie did Dallas, yeah?
I just want to go around the Premier League grounds taking the piss out of them like I did with Arsenal. It was absolute. I loved how many statues they had, and I loved how quiet it was as well. There's just nobody there. Nobody there.
I was really surprised, mate, that there wasn't any like tourists or anything around.
No, I was there for about. I was there from 10 o'clock till about 1 o'clock, and there was hardly anybody there. And I tell you what, you go to Old Trafford, and I'm telling you, from even when it's not a match day, from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, there's a good 50 people always hanging around.
Yeah.
Thing is, United Stadium's got some character to it, like because it's different stands and everything like that. Arsenal Stadium's really boring because it's just the same all the way around.
Well, I see Robbie trying to get you with the fact that they've got screens in there for replays on the goals and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought, no, that's sort of in a way takes away from the atmosphere.
Yeah,
You know, having to watch the telly to see the goal going. You want to see it on the pitch, like, you know. It's not for me. Not for me.
No, Phil Mitchell. I haven't.
Spurs got to throw him down here.
Phil Mitchell. I didn't even know that video was, and I know I didn't know what he'd said. So, if you want to let me know in the live comments. I'll keep an eye out for that, Phil Mitchell. I haven't seen it. I haven't been told anything. I love how people take a pop at me in videos I'm never going to bloody watch.
I'll say Hazard's in again. Oh, it's wide.
Could have been.
Hazard. Great chance there. Picks the ball up on the left-hand side. Good run by Jorginho. Bit lucky interception for Kante to pick it up, but Hazard, you'd expect him to do better with that chance. Sort of just swerved at the last minute.
Good comment here from Mr. 747. He said, the game shall be decided by the taking of kicks from the penalty mark in accordance with the procedures as approved by the AIFAB.
Okay. That was quite to the point.
United Stadium. Divan says that United Stadium's got Wi-Fi. It bloody doesn't. It's on dial-up. It's terrible. If you can get the Wi-Fi code, if you're one of like the business clients, it's got good Wi-Fi. But if you haven't got that and you're trying to do it off your bloody 4G, your tweets will arrive sometime next year. It's terrible.
Yeah. I was just going to say, even the 4G signal around the stadium's horrendous. Spurs, is offside. Only just. Lamella.
Jack B says for tomorrow,
played that.
What's your opinion on the moon landing? I don't know. I didn't know we were going to do that.
Right. He's onside, Lamella, to me.
Yeah.
Aspilicueta's playing him on. Wrong decision for me, that one. The Spurs, they've got the momentum now with the goal. But it's still Chelsea keeping hold of the ball, not panicking. I think that Emerson at left back's had a good game.
Yeah, they've got a good. Well, I think Alonso's one of their better players as well, isn't it?
I mean, again, I don't know. He was looking for that. I think he should have booked Emerson there for simulation because he's looked at the ref with his arms out. So that should have been a yellow for diving. It's heightening up this game now since Spurs have got the goal back. Oh, do you know what? He's caught him. That should have been a free kick. The Spurs trying to play out from the back again. Very dangerous game this is. Because as soon as... he's lucky to get that back for Tongan. Chelsea picked it up. Pedro. Oh.
Thoughts on Piers Morgan, says Marcus Birch. Arsenal fan. That's it, innit?
It says it all.
Podcast topics. I've only got one at the moment, Luca. I need to get some tomorrow. I need to read. If anyone's got any ideas, I can take some notes actually now, because I do my podcast on Mark Goldbridge channel, and it's live at midday tomorrow. So if anyone has got any podcast topics, I'll even take them from you, Marcus. But I don't really want them. It's not a football podcast.
I was just going to say, you don't want my topics, mate. They're too crude for air, I'm afraid. The game seems to have died out a bit now. Getting a bit ping pong football. What's the reception like on your podcast? Is it pretty good? Well received?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it because it's just nothing to do.
I suppose it's nice for you to talk about other things, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think United can make top four with no signings against this Chelsea side who have no attacking options? Says Unheard Gull. I think, yeah, I think they can. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption for bloody ages, JT Motley. It's not a bad game, I just haven't got the time for it. Oh, that's a good one from George Kyle, actually. That is a brilliant one. It's a rare thing.
What was it?
He said Mo Salah and the reasons he's come off social media, which is a good one. Never stop researching. Is Die Hard a Christmas film? Well, maybe we can do that on the Christmas episode.
Out for a Chelsea corner. Chelsea just starting to put the pressure on again now.
Apparently there is no away goals, Cracks Gamer. I think there'll be another goal before the 90 minutes are up. Technozone says, do you play FIFA? I don't know if he's taking the piss. Do I play FIFA? I try. Ooh,
Rudiger.
Good block.
Oh, charged down by Vertonghen, I think it was. Chelsea beginning to knock on the door again. So I've not been impressed with Spurs' goalie tonight.
Hey, Phil Mitchell, I'd love to talk about the...
Oh, what a ball.
Oh!
What a ball that was from Ericsson.
Llorente lands on him on the penalty spot. It's coming at him from across, but I think he just tries to take it first time. I wonder if he took a touch on this. Spurs catch him on the break. It's a lovely kick out from Gazzaniga to Ericsson. And Ericsson's ball to find Llorente is just magnificent, and he just can't take it down. He just can't take it down. That
deserved a goal just for the pass. Beautiful.
Phil Mitchell says, talk about the Kinahan gang against the Hutch gang in Dublin. I'd love to talk about that, but realistically, I'm probably a little bit scared to talk about it. I mean, it's a big sort of, I think it's drugs related, but it's a big gang war that's been going on for a couple of years now, and it is very, very interesting. But I don't want to comment about that, so don't want to get involved. Mark's top 10 porn videos, says Daniel Gray. Yeah, that won't be going on the list. What if it ends 2-3 to Spurs, says Adam T. What do you think happens? Tottenham are not going through with away goals, Ben, as far as I understand. You still there, mate? I think we've lost Marcus. Well, he's talking, but I can't hear him now. Don't know what's gone wrong there. Are we still... We're still streaming, so... Good one, George. Mattleman San says theories on Jack the Ripper. I've actually researched Jack the Ripper. I was very interested into it. I've done the tour and I've done my own tour. It's very interesting, but finding out who did it is virtually impossible considering it happened 140 years ago. And the Pereira, I wouldn't talk about that because it's too much to do with football. That's not what the podcast is about. I can't hear Marcus either, Dylan. I don't know what he's done. He's probably hit a button or something. Lucas Moura's coming on. About 25 minutes left to go in this game. Who are the scorers? Says Robbie Bunsell. Kante, Hazard and Llorente. Do you believe in aliens, Mark? I think that... I'll add that to the podcast. You can find my answer tomorrow. 12 o'clock. Marcus, are you there again? Are you back again?
Yeah, you there? Can you hear me? Yeah,
I can now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on here, mate. Seriously. I could hear you and I was talking to you and everything.
Maybe you knocked your mute button or something.
Strange. It's, Giroud's moaning about something here. Lucas is coming on.
Yeah. Do a porn podcast, says Jev.
Llorente's coming off.
Oh, interesting change. Get a bit of pace up front. Yeah,
Who's going to go up front?
I like that.
Now, then? So Llorente's come off. Lucas has come on. So what are they going to do? Play Lucas straight through the middle?
This is a very good topic that I want to discuss actually. Just as a bit of a sort of big dick smelly bitch. I haven't picked them out because of that name, although I just want to say it again because it makes me laugh. And it is a genuine username. His username is big dick smelly bitch. And the best thing is it's big dick smelly bitch 1. There's more than, like you've got to put the 1 next to it because somebody else might have the name. So Big Dick Smelly Bitch 1 says, discuss the state of YouTube. Like, our YouTubers who put a lot of work in don't get anything, but people who react to other people's work get more views. No originality, but gets more credibility. I think that's a really, really good point, and it's not specific just to YouTube, which is why I will talk about it on the podcast. You get, for example, like Sport Bible and things like that, who just make massive amounts of money and have massive accounts, and basically they're just ripping people's content, and a lot of the time they don't necessarily ask that person to use it, but they're getting big off other people's content. And an example on YouTube as well is that I think I said it to you, Marcus, actually. There was a video. Is Lucas Moura onside?
Lucas is in, left foot.
Oh, side netting. Oh, he should have gone across the goal. It was a lovely long ball over the top. He's beat the offside trap and shoots into side netting. That would have been interesting. Definitely onside. He times his run really well.
He's onside, definitely.
Which is I think
straight across the face of goal, he's got to go there with that one.
I think it'll...
Spurs corner.
Spurs are going for it now.
Yeah. Well, they got him, mate. I mean, there's literally 20 minutes left, didn't they? I think they probably made the one effective change that they could do, and that was to bring Lucas on.
Con says, would you bang the Chelsea manager or the Tottenham manager? I'll put that to you, Marcus, because you like to experiment. Do you fancy old stale nicotine breath or a bit of Argentinian beef?
Stick them both together, mate. Oh, dear.
Oh,
that's a goal kick, I think. Yeah.
Tyron Williams says it's shocking that De Gea will not be playing tomorrow. It is when you look at the fact that De Gea in an away game is a match winner, and Romero's a good goalkeeper, but he's not that level, is he?
Has it been confirmed then he's not travelled at all?
Well, they're saying he's not. So, and to be fair, Romero does tend to be the cup goalkeeper, doesn't he? So,
yeah. So I see Pereira's come back, isn't he, now? So I wonder if he'll be on the bench tomorrow or if it'll be Lee Grant. Giroud's down, holding his knee.
well, it doesn't matter. They got Higuain.
Mm.
Biyakov says Jorginho has been
like
crap second half. Moon landing is fake. That's what I meant, says Jack B. And if you could swap any Arsenal player for a United player, who would you choose? I think I like Torreira. I do like Torreira, and I like Aubameyang. It'll be one of those two for me. I don't know about you, Marcus.
I'd probably go Aubameyang for me. I do think we need quality up front. We can't just have Rashford, and Lukaku just doesn't do it for me. So Aubameyang.
Tamjid loves the podcast. Yeah, if you've not watched my podcast, you don't have to watch it live. It's midday UK time tomorrow, but you can always pick it up and watch it afterwards. But midday tomorrow. I've only done 2, but I've liked it. And I need to get it on, it's a podcast on YouTube at the moment, but I actually need to pull the audio and start putting it out as a podcast as well. I just need to figure out how to do it. Barton 00 says, Mark, you're a ledge from Ross, the QPR fan. It's good that we've got different people in.
Yeah.
Dr. Chunky Biscuit says, why are people
what this channel's all about.
Here's one for you, Marcus. Dr. Chunky Biscuit says, why are people still smoking when they know it's bad for them?
Stress relief.
Some people are just addicted.
I gotta say, I only do it when I'm bored. Not bored as such. If I don't have my hands occupied, then I tend to do it. Yeah, but that's just me. I mean, a lot of people say it's a stress reliever. Youngsters of today, they don't actually smoke, but they do the vaping thing, don't they? Even when they've never touched a cigarette in their life. So
the thing about the vaping is
a lot of people will have different things about it.
I was down London on the other day when I went down the Emirates, but I walked through London to get there because I had a spare hour. Good shot by Hazard, just wide.
Yeah,
and when you walk past these vapors, they the smoke that the vape gives off when they blow it out is way more than you get with smoke. It's really irritating. Yeah, it really is. AmUFC Matt says top 5 actors of all time. I've seen that in there a few times, and my top 5 actors of all time. Well, it can only be given by me because that's in my time. I would have to say, well, oh God, Sergio Hernandez says, "What's your view on abortion?" Or maybe I'll have to put that to the podcast. We'll tell you what, the podcast is going to be lit tomorrow because we've got some amazingly good topics.
You have, yeah. I was just going to say, you got some really, really out there topics as well. Things that you don't get people discussing, really.
I can't give my top 5 actors of all time, but I can give you a few actors that I really do like. So I like Christian Bale. I like Hugh Jackman. Really like Leonardo DiCaprio. And then obviously Pacino, De Niro are good. Dustin Hoffman's good. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. There's plenty of other good actors out there.
Yeah, I mean, probably chuck John Travolta in there as well.
You having a laugh? What, for Look Who's Talking Too? Or Look Who's Talking Now?
No, just for the different genres of films that he's done. He's got quite the CV.
Joe Almond says, do violent games lead to real life violence? I don't know. It never did for me, but you hear a lot that it does for some. I've done knife crime already, Ibrahim. Not literally, I haven't done it, but I mean, I've discussed it on the first podcast. We spoke about that, so that's been done.
Pedro's coming off for Willian. 75th minute.
Liam Neeson is good, yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis is fantastic, yeah. Anthony Hopkins as well. Friday Night Dinner, Mark, says Neil Smith. Is that good?
Not seen it.
I watched one episode. And I never revisited it, but I think it could be all right. But I'm sorted now. Got the American Office. I watched the American Office until about season 4 because it was on Netflix. Then they took it off, and I refused to pay for it. And then I was on Amazon Prime the other day, and they're all on there. So now I can finish off The Office. But I think there's about 9 seasons, so that's going to take me probably till April to do.
Is there much of a difference, Mark, between the American version and obviously the English one?
Yeah, it's interesting because I watched all the UK ones over Christmas because I watched season 1 and 2, and then I wanted to watch the Christmas ones. And I really like the UK Office. And I tweeted at Christmas, the UK Office is better than the American Office. And I got loads of people saying you're talking shit. And then I started watching the American Office. In the first 2 episodes, I was like, oh, I much prefer the UK Office. But now I've watched 4 or 5 episodes and I've really got into it again. I'm like, yeah, actually, it's a very good series in its own right. So I like them both. But the great thing about the American Office is there's just loads and loads and loads and loads of episodes. So, they only made 14 episodes of the UK Office, where there's like, I think there's 14 or 15 in each season of that.
Yeah, the American one, yeah.
It is good. I like it. I sort of relented from watching it for a long time, but lovely 1-2 there. Maybe we're looking at penalties in this game, or will there be a winner?
I think if Chelsea don't score, it'll be a winner. I can't see Tottenham scoring again, to be honest. I think it's all hands to the pump for Spurs. Tottenham have got another substitution lined up down there on the touchline.
Bilal Hassan, what's your view on Brexit? I can honestly say I haven't got a bloody clue what's going on anymore. And a lot of educated people in the UK are like that now. They're just like, it's a fucking mess. And I think a lot of people are just trying to not think about it because it's a bloody mess and we're in the hands of idiots. That's my thought on it.
Chelsea are really pushed up high now. David Luiz and Rudiger are literally starting off on the halfway line and then only dropping back if they have to.
A lot of people asking me who I vote for. I'm not going to be doing that.
Chelsea ain't got them knocking out.
Hazard. Chelsea haven't really had a big chance in this game. There is an injury, but Chelsea have played on.
They're still playing on.
Imagine if they score.
I mean, they don't have to knock it out.
You don't have to knock it out. You don't have to knock it out. And I think it's Sissoko, isn't it, who I thought was injured anyway. And he's injured himself. He's holding
his right leg behind the knee. Gore. Kicked Aurier in the back of the left leg.
And his leg...
sort of like buckles as he comes down. Oh, could be a nasty one. So, Sanchez is going to be coming on for Spurs. So it looks like Pochettino is going to settle on penalties.
Another injury, says laid back dude. Spurs are injury FC, says Dylan. Well, it is that time of the year, though. I mean, Arsenal, Bellerin at the weekend, so it is that time of year where you do start to pick up a few injuries. To be honest,
I think Sissoko's going to be coming off here. Sanchez on to replace him. So Spurs have made all 3 subs. Chelsea's about to make another one as well. What do you think of that Jorginho, Mark? Hit or miss?
Talking about him before the game, actually, before you came on, I think he's a little bit misunderstood. He reminds me a lot of Carrick, but he's too easy to isolate and take out of a game. Basically, if you swamp him, he becomes redundant, and I think that's what Spurs have done in this game. They've just sort of swamped him, and he's not been able to dictate the game. But I think against the lesser teams, he's quite good because the lesser teams can't afford to swarm that because they leave space in other areas. I think too many times this season I've seen him sort of be kept very quiet.
Yeah. So, Barkley's coming off for Kovacic.
Kovacic.
Chelsea with a like for like, and Spurs looking to shut up shop now. Ball into the near post. Oh, corner again. Yeah. They got a lot of height in that side now, Chelsea up there. David Luiz is up there, Rudiger, Giroud.
Well, we've had 4 goals, so we can't complain. We've had a few goals tonight.
Yeah. Poor corner from Willian there. Way too long over everyone.
Yeah, Chelsea fans can't stand Willian. It makes me laugh.
Sarri's chucking his cigarette gum in his mouth.
Knowing the Man United board, Thierry Henry could be your new manager, says Cambercat. Thanks for the contribution, pal. No, I think it will be Ollie or Poch, if I'm honest with you. Thanks for the contribution, Millie Howden. This is better than Talk Sports, says Viking Red. Well, that's not hard.
Oh, the Mella. Jeez, that's a red. Come on.
I didn't see that.
He's got to be sent off. He's got to be at least carded for that.
No, I don't think he is going to be.
And he hasn't given nothing. That was a swing of the arm, surely.
Nah. It's clumsy. He could have got a yellow, but I wouldn't have given a red for it.
I don't think it's intentional, but his elbow certainly caught his cheekbone. Very lucky to get away with that. I think Chelsea have got to go gung for. Oh, look at that! Look. They're always all over them. Spurs coming now. Eriksen's picked it up.
I'd like to get a winner.
Yeah, do you know? I mean, apart from the Spurs goal and Llorente's horrendous miss, I don't think Spurs have done anything else in this half so far. But we're down to the last 7 minutes.
Yeah. I think both teams will now be starting to think, let's settle for penalties, to be honest. Chelsea, says Millie Howden. There we go. What about the British rule in India and their injustice to Indian people? Okay, we're getting political. I kind of want penalties, says Phil Mitchell. People always do, don't they? Penalties are always an exciting thing, especially for a neutral.
I think, again, even if it goes to penalties, I'd still favour Chelsea.
Yeah.
They just seem to have the most clinical players.
Attacking players, haven't they? Well,
Danny Rose look at Spurs' side, you've got Eriksen
this free kick, this yellow card. The throw-in.
You think Eriksen will take a pen? Lamella?
Lucas.
Apart from that, who else would you say could step up? Maybe Eric Dyer.
Yeah, well, he took one for England, didn't he?
Yeah. And then you look at Chelsea's with who they've got on now. David Luiz would certainly step up and take one. Hazard, Willian, Giroud, Kovacic. Jorginho would probably step up and take one. I wouldn't put much confidence in Spurs' keeper saving any either, to be honest. Chelsea trying to attack down the left-hand side.
I think if Chelsea had Son and Kane, they probably would win, yeah. Because it's a massive improvement, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You can just tell just by watching this game, what they're missing. It's so obvious what they are missing.
You know, for a minute there, I was looking at 2-2,
Harry.
saying, why aren't Spurs going through? Because they've got one from the other one. But I'm actually looking at the aggregate score and not the other one.
A Hazard corner.
Not a good one.
Flicked on. Back
Ooh,
post.
was
David
actually
Luiz
better
is
than I
there.
thought.
Back over.
Oh, lay out. Lucas Moura
Free
there
kick.
went up with his hand.
Well, it looks like you'll have to put off your bath, mate, for about 15 minutes.
I know, I'm not happy about that. Oh, I've been looking forward to it all day. It's so cold in the UK at the moment. You look forward to your bath.
Yeah.
Thanks for modding today, George, as well. I know Ryan was here at the start, but thanks for doing it, pal. And thanks for everyone who's joined us. Subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. We've got a few coming up. I don't know what the next watch-along will be, but we're definitely going to be doing the Champions League. I think we've got Spurs Dortmund, Liverpool Bayern, and Juventus Atletico, and obviously United PSG will be on the United stand. But I don't know what big Premier League games there are coming up before then.
I don't think there's much, to be honest.
Well, there's Arsenal Man City, and there's Chelsea Man City.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Interesting as well.
But it's not this weekend,
Arsenal
obviously,
being
because it's the cup,
place.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do the teams that are in the battle for the top four. Keep an eye on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Giroud held up the ball well there. Drew the foul in from Alderweireld. Got the free kick just inside the Chelsea half.
Ibrahim says, talk about game addictions. I used to get it years ago. I don't now. Do you, Marcus? Do you get addicted to games?
Yes. I was addicted to Spider-Man for the last 2.5 weeks, and I did not give up on that game until I got every single trophy out of that game, including all the DLC, because I was so engrossed in it with the story, the atmosphere of the game, being a Marvel fan as well. I thought that game was absolutely amazing.
Is it online or is it just the
game?
No,
it's not. No, it's just a single-player game. But it's one of those games that had a lot of hype about it, and I wanted to play it. I've had it for months and never got around to playing it, and saw it was up for some of the awards last year. And I thought, well, now I'm going to try it because there's a lot of talk about it, and I was absolutely mesmerised by it for 2.5 weeks. Absolutely mesmerised. I think I put in probably a good 80 to 90 hours in total.
Bloody hell.
And I absolutely got everything out of it. Every collectible, every trophy. I played the game through twice. All the DLC, the lot. Highly recommend playing that game if you anyone in the comments hasn't played it. You, Marky?
Jack Kirkland says, my pal says Jorginho's better than Herrera. Please help. He's wrong. Well, look, Herrera's only had a good month. You know, I think the Herrera hype is good, but you know, where's he been for the last 18 months as well? So, look, Jorginho's fine. He's a good player, but he does get found out a little bit. But Herrera can have bad games as well. Got another injury now. You were going to play Resident Evil, but you couldn't stream it last night. So is that working now?
Yes, it's going up because it was released in Japan today.
Yeah.
So they've allowed it to be streamed today.
Okay.
So yeah, I will be doing it probably about half hour after I come off here. By the time I make me coffee and that.
I might have a little bit of a watch of that.
So yeah, I will be doing that.
Cobra Kai 79 says he was addicted to Civilization for years. Then I had kids. I had to break that game. I was addicted to that. I had to Championship Manager and Civilization. I had them on the Amiga, and they were floppy disk games. I broke them. It was the only way I'd break the addiction. I lost a whole Christmas. I've told people the story before. On Civilization, I got it the week before Christmas, and it was like the second week of January, and I was like, what happened to Christmas then? I was just absolutely addicted to it, and I had to break the game because I just couldn't spending hours and I spent my life on it, and I was like, what? You know, I can't do it. I was about 15, I think.
You know what? There's a game. It's still going now. It's been out for many, many years. World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of mates break up marriages and stuff like that over that game because they were absolutely addicted to it. They'd be playing it 16, 18 hours a day straight. The only time they'd leave it would be to go to the toilet. They wouldn't cook for themselves. They'd order in. They'd get up, you know, straight on it. Absolutely crazy.
Anyway, we're going to get a winner. 4 minutes of added time. Chelsea with the cross.
Ball in there.
It should have been a goal.
Oh,
Willian. Oh, Giroud should have got his foot on there. Well, maybe that was the chance to win it in normal time for Chelsea. But they're still going forward again. No, that will be... Oh, he's done well there, Giroud. And Spurs play on.
Kept it in.
I don't think Spurs have got any chance of getting back into this, well, of winning this, but Chelsea feel that they have. Couple of minutes left to go, then we'll be on to Penos.
Yeah.
Spent 3 years solid playing sensible soccer, says Nicholas P. I used to love sensible soccer. Sensible World of Soccer was the game changer with that, because you could be, you know, it was the first sort of game that you could play where you could like sign players and everything like that. Willian, shit.
What was the point of that, Willian? You had plenty of people in the box there and a great opportunity to cross it in, and he's gone for goal. What a waste. But the ball in from Emerson on the left-hand side, Giroud just doesn't make good contact with it whatsoever. Great opportunity for Chelsea. 2 minutes to go. You'd feel they probably might get another one. Took a goal kick. Here they come again. It's just booted up. Drew's trying to run onto it. He ain't got the pace though. Willian. Again, Willian's not impressed me since he's come on.
It doesn't impress Chelsea fans, full stop.
Do you know what? He's one of them players. He's either hot or cold, isn't he? He's not an impact sub whatsoever. I feel like it takes him probably about an hour to get into the game.
Right, have Chelsea got one
Emerson on the
left
left
attack here?
Oh, he's skinned him. Another good ball. Headed.
Oh, what a cross. Emerson deserved that. He deserved that.
Yeah.
It was a lovely play from the left back. Whips the cross in. Giroud does get on the end of it, but I just don't think he can get enough on it. We'll have to see that back. I think he's probably stretching a little bit, but absolutely brilliant play by the Chelsea left back.
What a ball. Yeah, I mean, I think that lad's done really well tonight. He skinned, I think it was Sanchez who went out there. Giroud in between, he gets his head on it as well. Yeah.
I think Giroud should score this. Yeah.
That's right on his forehead, man. Got to do better than that. A player who's known for his heading ability, he should be putting that away.
Absolutely brilliant by Emerson, but that'll be it. That'll be penalties now. So we're going to do another penalty shootout, Marcus. The last one we did was Pink Boots, man, wasn't it?
It was, yep. It was. I think Chelsea might have one last chance. If they can lump it in that, he's blown.
Yeah, penalties it
is. Two cracking chances there for Giroud in the last 2 minutes. Yeah, how he's missed, he's got to be at least putting them on target. The header especially.
Well, 2 chances in stoppage time,
his head. Yeah, right on his head there. He should have been burying that. Like, this will be interesting. Well, I'm going to go for Chelsea to win it still.
Well, I'm going to go with... I think Chelsea will win it, but I want Spurs to win it because I think that they've sort of done the underdog thing, haven't they? They've come here with all their injuries. They've battled. They came back. They got the goal.
Yeah, I mean, I think as for a final, I think Man City and Chelsea would be the better spectacle.
I don't know. If Spurs can get some of their players back, I think they'll be fine. I'd love to know when Son gets back. It's straight to penalty, says Weekly Whale. Good. Remember, subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Who do you want to win, Marcus? Who do you want to win at home?
Do you know what I got to say? I think what Chelsea have done there tonight. I think Chelsea, for me, I think they've been a better team. And like I said, I think the game against Man City as a final would be a better spectacle than what City and Tottenham would be. We're chasing Chelsea as well for the top 4, so maybe that extra game that they'd have during that week would help us. It would benefit us.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine Chelsea fielding a weakened team for a cup final. Especially with Sarri's first season in charge, I think he'd want to win something. So I think Chelsea, for me, I think should go through. But it's 50-50, isn't it, on penalties? So anything can happen.
Sebastian Douglas says that I probably wasted roughly 8 years of my life straight up watching pornography, and I feel disgusted. Yeah, that's not 8 years wasted, mate. That's an experience. That is, rather 8 years of pornography than 8 years working in bloody McDonald's. Much more enjoyable. And I'm not being discriminating to McDonald's. I've had jobs where I've worked there for 8 years. I'd much rather have done that. So it's all. Don't be made to feel guilty about that. I remember being grown up and one of my mates got caught and he was like, he got grounded for a month, and we were talking about it down the pub a few weeks ago. It's like, fancy grounding your kid for having a wank. It's the most natural thing in the world when you're a teenager. You can't get grounded. That's disgusting. You should not do that. You should not be having a wank. Well, I'm a 13-year-old boy. You've caught me having a wank and I get grounded for a month. It's the most natural thing ever. I mean, I know it's a bit of a taboo, but it is. Anyway, I'm going to. I want Spurs to win, so I'm going to go for Spurs. Marcus is going for
Spurs.
Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going for Chelsea. Yeah.
But I do think Chelsea have got the better chance because they're at home and they've got the better players.
Yep. So they pick the right-hand side.
Hazard never misses as well, as Gabriel says.
I think Vertonghen opted for Spurs to go first, I think. So yeah, Eriksen's got the ball, so Spurs are going to take the first penalty. Just look at them Spurs players. They just, I don't know, they just don't seem like natural gifted penalty takers to me.
Wow.
What are you going for, man? Spurs or Chelsea?
I think Chelsea.
You think Chelsea? Yeah.
Yeah. I do think Chelsea will win, but I want Spurs to win.
Yeah.
I'm going for the underdog. It's all about dogs tonight, isn't it?
Eric.
Pissing on dogs and underdogs.
We had it all tonight, didn't you?
Right, Eriksen. I don't think Eriksen will miss. I fancy him.
Nah,
Let's see if we can predict it, Marcus. I'm going to say Eriksen scores. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I'm going to say Eriksen scores as well.
See how many we get right against each other.
Yeah. There we go.
We're both right. One to me and one to you. I always used to play this with my stepdad.
Yeah, we'll do our own penalty shootout.
Yeah. Obviously, it doesn't
Willian,
work if we all
I'm going to go myth.
I think Willian will score.
Yeah, I think Willian is going to blast this and miss it.
I tell you what, if Willian does miss, Chelsea fans can't stand him. He's a bit like sort of Fellaini. So I think he'll score. I think Willian will score.
No, I'm going. Yeah, definitely miss. I think. Come on, ref, let him take it, Jesus. He scored. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 for
2-1
me,
even.
1 for you. 1-1, Chelsea Spurs.
Lamella.
I think Lamella's going to miss.
I want to say score,
Oh, yeah.
even though
I
I don't
actually
have
think he's going to
confidence in
score,
him
really,
to
but
do
I'll
it.
stick with what I went first. So it's 1-1 at the moment, and between me and Marcus, it's 2-1 because he thought Willian had missed, but he thinks Lamella will score. I think he'll miss, so Marcus could level up. But it's 1-1 between Spurs and Chelsea. Lamella coming up with the second. Lamella miss, says Clerk Ellison. And he scored.
2-2.
Keeper went the right way. Me and Marcus are 2-2, and Spurs are 2-1. I love penalty shootouts when you're neutral. They are great to watch. I hate them when you're not neutral. They are absolutely painful. But Aspilicueta, I know how he hits it. I think
I'm going with score.
Yeah, I'm going to go score with Aspilicueta as well.
Yeah, I think captain, mate, he's got to score.
I think he blasts it. Yeah. 2-2, Chelsea Spurs. Keepers haven't really had an impact yet.
I think the only one that's gone the right way was the Spurs goalkeeper just now on the last one.
Eric Dyer. I think Eric Dyer's penalty was quite good again. I'm going to say Eric Dyer's to score.
I'm going to say miss here.
I think he did quite well for England.
I thought he did for England, yeah. I just think he's not the usual penalty taker for Spurs, though, is he?
Hey, I'm with Gaz Elliott. I bet
yeah.
Sarri's gagging for a fag.
He's
missed it. Over the bar. He can take a good penalty, and I think that was a good penalty. He just put too much height on it. Marcus in the lead.
The most important thing, who's winning out, me and you?
You
me,
are,
yeah?
Marcus is 3-2 ahead now.
3-2 ahead. There we go.
It wants a very good penalty, Sally Devil Red 7, you're right. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Join us on That's Football. Football with a bit of banter. That's what we do.
This one's a bit of a punt for me because I've never seen this guy play apart from a Chelsea shirt. So, seeing as I've gone for a Chelsea win, I'm going to say score.
Who is it?
I think it's Jorginho. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he'll score because he'll just pass it away. Yeah. I'm gonna even though I'm playing catch up, I am gonna say Jorginho will score because I can't afford to go 2 behind.
Come on, man.
He's a cultured player. He's a bit like Carrick. He'll put this away.
What a penalty!
Yeah.
What a penalty!
Little bit of a stutter. I didn't think you could do those stutters anymore.
What a penalty! That just trickled past him.
Yeah, told you.
I can't believe that. Bit of a hop, skip, and a jump in there. What a penalty! Oh,
bit arrogant, really.
What are we? 4-3 then, aren't we? Yeah.
I think Spurs are going out because Chelsea have got Hazard to come and Lucas
and
Moura
Giroud
now.
as well.
I'm going to go miss. No.
I'm going to say he's going to put this away.
Yeah, well, I've already said miss now. I could be 2 behind here now. He's missed it. Bloody hell. Just didn't look. He didn't look confident. You can tell by the eyes, and he just never looked right. And Pochettino knows. I feel sorry for Spurs because they've grafted with a weakened team. But we did say on penalties they just didn't look right, did they? And Spurs are going to go out now because Hazard is taking one of their penalties, but they only need one.
Yep, this could be. And it's David Luiz.
Oh, he blasted
this is in.
Yeah.
This is pure power for me, this one.
Yeah. So Giroud didn't even take one.
Pure power. He's just going to fucking belt this. Look at the run-up. Look. It's in.
And they're through. Chelsea through. Yeah. Spurs out. Chelsea scored all of their penalties. And
they just had the better players, the better technical players on there for the penalties. And, you know, you think to yourself, they put 4 in, and that's without Giroud and Hazard as well. So, fair play to them, man. They just Spurs, they never look right. They never look right all night. Yeah, for me, they've gone out with a bit of a whimper for me tonight. But you can't really blame them because the injuries they got. So, fair play to them. They tried, but Chelsea and City it is. Yeah, everyone's there celebrating out there. Sarri and Poch having a cuddle.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think Spurs did well from 2-0 to get it back, but I think on penalties, they're missing Harry Kane, Dele Alli and Son, and every one of those would take a penalty. And from Chelsea's point of view, they've got Willian, they've got Hazard, they've got Jorginho, they've got David Luiz, and whoever else, got an Azpilicueta, and then you've got Giroud and Pedro, and they've just got they had the better penalty takers. And also, I think that Chelsea had their number one goalkeeper in as well, Marcus, which we didn't talk about. Lloris is on the bench, and they've got Gazzaniga, so that's something we didn't discuss. Chelsea just had the better players, and Spurs through dropping their keeper and injuries, it was always going to be tough. So feel sorry for Spurs, but at the end of the day, I think the quality shone through that Spurs just didn't have it today.
Yeah, I think when you got those three players missing, I think you're pretty much guaranteed that those three players stepping up for a penalty, they're in the back of the net.
Yeah.
So Spurs missed two. You could probably say, that's probably Harry Kane would have stepped up to take the first one, I would have thought. And Dele Alli would have stepped up to take one. So it could have been totally different on a day that the game could have been decided if those three were playing in the 90 minutes. But unfortunately for Spurs, it's not meant to be, and it's Chelsea set up a date with City.
Thanks everybody for joining us. You can watch my podcast tomorrow, which will be live on the Mark Goldbridge channel at midday. And I will be... And obviously we've got the watch-along tomorrow night, Manchester United versus Arsenal. Really looking forward to that. So thanks for joining, Marcus.
No worries, mate. Pleasure as always. Catch you all later, people in the comments as well. Have a good night.
And we'll speak to you all later. Thanks for watching.